and JC here to talk a little bit about our Bible study. We know there are lots of questions about what our Bible study entails, what it might mean to be in a small group, why to be in a small group, and we thought we'd answer some of your questions, some of the frequently asked questions. So first, why are we doing this, Jinny? Why are we doing this Bible study, these small groups, and planning this for the coming year?
This is actually something that came out of conversations we've been having with people in the congregation and this session. The pandemic kind of put a gap in between. We had 2 years when we didn't get together regularly. Folks want to get to know each other better, and new folks want to be integrated into the congregation, and we are all interested in deepening our life of faith.
So it's to get to know the scripture better, it's get to know one another better, and have an opportunity to deepen our faith and strengthen our spiritual well-being. That's the overarching primary goal of this Bible study initiative, to have these small groups. Who do we think will participate in these small groups?
I'm hoping everyone.
Me too.
This is set up in such a way that it can include everybody from all ages in the congregation. It's good for families to get to know other families and people who are maybe more seasoned disciples in the congregation. It's a great opportunity for people who have a hard time getting around, who might be able to put together a particular Zoom group. And it's a great opportunity for everybody in between.
So we hope everybody will participate, and it's crafted in such a way that everybody can. So we envision everybody signing up for this to participate. So what will a group experience be like on any given evening?
That's a great question. And I wondered that too when we started this. As we imagine it, most people will decide to join together around a meal. What the curriculum that we've put together, if you even want to call it a curriculum, it's more of a shaping suggestion, involves different ways to gather at the beginning, whether it's a liturgy or by choosing an image that relates to your week or that appeals to you, or singing a song together, and then spending a little time eating together, and then letting children, if there are children present, go do their own thing, play or whatever, while the rest of the group delve into the scripture.
The conversations that we hope will come in these small groups will be deeper than simply your surface conversation that you might have, say, at a friendship hour on Sunday morning. The questions are deeper prompts about theological topics, and it engages us with the scripture in more personal ways as well as communal ways as a church. So we see that time of conversation as being an important time to really go deeper, both with the scripture and with one another. So we envision that time to be a really rich experience, one that will nourish and feed each individual in the group for the rest of the week, and hopefully 2 weeks until the group meets again for another time together. And of course, at the end of their time together, invite the kids back in, share in a prayer, and then go on your way. Now, where do you think these groups should meet, Jinny?
It seems to me that the easiest place to meet is here at the church. And if that works for the particular group that you become a part of, that's great. Also possible to meet in somebody's home if that's what works best. Another option that I think is important to mention is that a group, if need be, 2 groups, could meet via Zoom online. For those who find it difficult to get out, we want to make sure if you choose to be included, if you'd like to be included, that you are included.
Absolutely. And here at the church, we've got space and time available, blocked off on the church schedule so that groups can come and use this church building. The Owens building will be available, which has a full kitchen. It has a safe place for children to play in the nursery. There will be a living room type setting set up in the main room in the Miller Gathering Hall for the conversations to take place. And it gives you permission not to have to clean every single time the group meets. So you're encouraged to have the groups meet here at the church, but if the group so decides to meet at people's homes or again on Zoom, that's perfectly welcome. Now, are there any other questions, Jinny, that you can think of that might be helpful for people to know how to get involved?
I think that the thing to do is, so one of the things people have asked me is, who will we be grouped with?
Right.
And that's, I think we want to be sensitive to the needs. One of the things that we tried to make sure on the registration was that people could specify specific times they could get together, specific places that would be comfortable for them to get together, and concerns or limitations that they had.
Absolutely. We want for everybody to feel comfortable with this, and so we invite you to be as open and honest as you can be about your preferences and what it would take for you to be a member of a small group. So we hope that you'll go to the registration page that you can access through this email or through the QR code that will be passed around in worship on Sunday, and we hope that you'll participate. Again, if there is something that we've learned coming out of this global pandemic, it's that we really long to be nearer to one another and nearer to God and nearer to our own selves, where we might be spiritually nourished and understand God's own creation within us and our whole community. So we invite you to participate in these Bible studies. We know that time is limited for you, that energy is limited for you, and if there are two things that you might do for church this year, it's to come to worship and to sign up for a Bible study. So sign up, get involved, enjoy your time, and have fun.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. And if you have any further questions, don't hesitate to email either Jinny or myself. We'd love to talk about it. So here's a walkthrough, a glimpse at the Bible study that we've prepared for this year. We'll open it up, grounded in hope, resilient faith in a restless world, to the first page, which explains first an overview of what the Bible study is and how it works. So this page helps give the instruction about how each subsequent session will work. Here's the table of contents. It accurately depicts the page at which each session resides. So say you're 6 months in and you're already over to the topic of shaping community. Session 1 can be found on page 51. When you start with a topic, you'll find the pages looking like this. One page will have some exegetical information about the text for each session. For example, with honoring the body, we'll look at Genesis 1 and Luke 7. So here's some background material to get your minds thinking. Then you'll have a page for notes for that topic. Session 1 can be found at the next page. And in your session, it'll just be these 2 pages open at the same time. You'll start the session by reading an opening passage, and then your group can share in a litany or a song or choose an image that speaks to you. Those come separately. You're encouraged to share highs and lows, and then if your group has a meal, be sure to say grace, share the meal, and then the kids can be excused to go play. When it's time to sit down for the conversation, this page is where you would turn to. You would read aloud the text for the day all together, the full text as indicated there. Then you'll have these reflection questions as prompts to prompt your conversation. There's a quotation to question. This comes from the source text that we used to create this document. There's some suggested reading, so if you want to read further on the topic, we have some suggested books for adults and for children. And then between gatherings, here's a suggestion of what you can do. For session 2, you would do the same pattern. You'd read your opening passage, read your litany together. You could sing a song or you could choose images together, share highs and lows, remember to say grace before that meal, and then the kids will be excused to play. Then you turn to the next page, and we return to the same pattern. You can read the text. There's some questions that will prompt conversation, and some additional texts, quotations to question for further conversation among the group. And of course, a little thing of what you can do between gatherings. Each session is designed exactly the same. It'll follow the same method throughout the entire series. And of course, at the end of this text, All the way at the back is the bibliography of all the sources that we used to create this, and a final blessing to send you on your way. We hope you'll come and join us.